Hello YouTube family, welcome to the channel. My name is Progress. Pro storyline. Sorry for the roosters crowing at the background. We have so many of them in the compound, so just bear with me. Are you welcome to the channel, guys? I have a lot to say, but just have a kind of interaction. I just was active. So many things is going around the world currently. Iran is at war with the US and Israel, and it's so unfortunate that even right now, like in this age and time, people are still thinking about war. Wasting money manufacturing weapons just to go to war. It's crazy. I thought by this time most of us must learn, even if we weren't born at the time of the First and Second World War, we would have learned that thing. As a matter of fact, war is the womb that bears, say, only misfortune. It profits nothing, really. It profits nothing. And I'm going to look at the implications of this war, the ongoing war between Iran, the US, and a lot of things have been going on. Casualties. Uh, it's going to lead to a whole lot of things, guys. A lot of things. This war is going to lead to a lot of things. I don't know those that are in the hem of affairs if they actually like think about things before they start. Do they do they consider the positive and the negative side before they start they go into something like war? Welcome guys, welcome to the channel. Please make sure you like. Victor Makanda Wire says, how are you? Hi, Victor, I'm doing great. Carlos NYC. I'm saying NYC, NY. I can see so many people. Please give a like to the live, guys. Let's look at the implication of the war in the Middle East between Israel, the United States, and against Iran. That's the war between Israel and the United States aligned and fighting against Iran. And as a matter of fact, the supreme leader of Iran was eliminated. I think that was on the 28th of February. And you know what that means, guys. You know what that means. So first of all, I would say that I said that war profits nothing. It's always bring chaos. Like the Middle East before now, this war was just between three countries. But because of the United States having bases all around the Middle East, call it military bases, the war is now, you know, because Iran attacked all these military bases that are located by, call it proxy locations or proxy states, uh, in the Middle East, like Bahrain and the rest of them. Iran have attacked those military bases, and as a matter of fact, indirectly or directly they've equally attacked the U.S. Okay, but in those proxy states, and now the region is in chaos. Now, and it's going to lead to so many things, which I'm going to look at. The other day, there was it was on the news that the U.S. I don't know if it was mistakenly fired. They fired call it bombs into a school of girls. The bomb, normally the bomb will scattered everywhere, killed over 120 young school girls. So that's the implication of war. This war to me shouldn't have been. This war to me shouldn't have been. I think if there are rooms for negotiation, if there are rooms for talks, if there are new rooms for other means other than employing violence or employing any form of violence, I think we should world leaders should venture into that. They should apply non-violence means. If something is bothering you, you see somebody as a threat, why don't you just have a talk? Mira says, I'm scared because attacked by Iran. I'm sorry, Miran, that you're going through what you're saying right now. It's just so unfortunate that people will just wake up and then make decisions that doesn't even affect their families. Leaders will just wake up and then make decisions that doesn't even affect their families, but a common man. It's unfortunate. I don't know which country, Mira, you're watching from. Please, can you tell me which country you're watching from? So, like I was saying, one of the implications. I'm from UAE. You see, Mira, I'm so sorry for that. Hi, I'm from Dublin, Ireland. You're welcome. I said, oh, you have a cousin there in Abu Dhabi. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Everybody that is being affected by this war, I really have to say sorry to that. Sorry. Mira is connecting from Dubai, saying that, or she's saying that there is so much noise now. Last night we heard lots of bombs. I was so scared. I'm sorry. That's very traumatizing. That's very traumatizing for people, especially people that have experienced war before, people that have not been. It's going to have a whole lot of effects on people that have not been in war areas. Please just make sure that you are in a safe environment. I learned some. I don't know about. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Mira. Mira says I pass out. So sorry. When it's like this, the hospitals are everywhere's just jam packed because so many to be attended to. It's crazy. This what shouldn't have been. Really, that's how I feel. I feel. One leader, as I said something, yes, people were laughing at me. I said, if you want to, one of the criteria for people to become president now should be, it's just my own personal thought, kind of, make sure that your child saves in your country's army, so that, and make sure that it should be that the child stays in the military and as well go to work for that country, so that if that the president's child comes back and then tell you, okay, this is the experience he had in war, never encourage war. You never encourage war. I'm so sorry, Mira. Affecting the whole region, the whole Gulf region. It's crazy. So the implication is simply that one of it is that humanitarian crisis is going to be a thing. Humanitarian crisis is going to be a thing right now. Oh, Mira, I'm sorry. I didn't say you. You are old. You're not old. Humanitarian crisis is going to be a thing now in the Middle East. There's going to be refugee problem. There's going to be displacement of people. The whole environment is going to, as already been destroyed. People are going to be displaced. So it's going to be a very, very big problem. Currently, we have so many casualties that cannot be numbered for now. Casualties that cannot be numbered for now. It's crazy. This war shouldn't have been. Not when you're still having a talks with someone or the country that you find as a threat, and then venturing into war with that person. Like in the course of talks, you're going behind what I don't think that should have been. This should have been. This should have been. Another this thing is that there's going to be regional military escalation. Oh my God. Mira, I hope you're fine. Please stay safe. I beg you in the name of God. Make sure you stay safe, Mira. Guys, please like the live. Mira is somebody. Prayers for you, Mira. God will protect you. I feel very sad that this is happening. It's affecting the common people. They're affecting people that never had any hand in this war. People that never called for this war. I'm so sorry, Mira. My heart goes to the people of Dubai. Yeah, good morning. I'm so sorry. So there's going to be regional military escalation. What started as a war between three parties, that's the US, Israel, and Iran, is now engulfing the whole of the Middle East. Because of US having military bases around, call it proxy state, like I said earlier, Iran, in retaliation for killing their supreme leader, have, you know, struck different places that US have their military bases, and indirectly they've attacked those places, like those, call it the territorial integrity of these states, like Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and everybody's going to see Iran as an enemy. This widening, this very war that started just between three parties, is widening the militarization of the Middle. Is like everybody's involved now. People that weren't concerned, people that didn't really have a hand in it, are now going to have a hand in it, and it's going to be a bloodbath. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how it's going to last. I don't know how long it's going to last. Another problem is going to be economic implications to economically. People are going to suffer. Just, I don't know, people there in the Middle East are going to have a whole lot of problem economically, because I learned yesterday, the Iranian authorities, call it the military people, gave a directive that nobody should pass. They closed what they call the Straits of Hormuz. So they shut it down. Why are they closing it? No, no vessel should pass through there. And to my, the Strait of Hormuz is where about 20% of global oil flows from. That's to say, most of the oil that's from the Middle East, the vessels carry them through the Straits of Hormuz. So the closure of that has a whole lot of economic implications to countries that import oil from the Middle East. It's going to affect the whole world. Actually, it's going to affect the whole world, because energy is what everybody lives on. Energy is what drives the global economy. Energy is everything when it comes to survival in this world. So definitely, economically, we are in chaos, and that's as a result of a wrong decision and the calling for war by whoever did it. Guys, please like life. Make sure you like. People should expect high cost of living, like the living is going to skyrocket already. As with the closure, the demand for oil is going to be high, okay, but with the closure of this Strait of Hormuz, there is nothing like outflow of oil or energy to other regions of the world. As a matter of fact, agriculture is going to be affected. Everything is going to just be affected economically. Just expect, if you can buy what you can buy for the next 20, call it 2 to 3 months, make sure you get it. I'm not encouraging panic buying, but you can buy what you can, stockpile your house. Make sure you do that, because we don't know what's going to come. We don't know what is going to happen, really. We don't know what's going to happen. Uh, there's this call it global geopolitical polarization. Major parts have been divided. I listened to the comments from, call it a speech or reaction from Russia, the reaction from North Korea to this war, the reaction from China to this war. Like everybody's like, what starts a war with the sovereign state? Everybody's not siding the United States in this war. You should have just allowed Israel. If Israel is having a problem with Iran, why don't you just allow them settle themselves, flex their muscles? Now, because you got yourself involved, everybody's suffering. The whole of the region is suffering. You should have allowed them. Nobody's supporting what is happening. Major powers of the world are not supporting. And as a matter of fact, some of these major powers are siding Iran, leading to what? Power, call it, I don't know how to put it, power polarization. Everybody's going to decide who they want to side now. Buddha Wong, hi, Subsies. Hi, Buddha, you're welcome to the show. You're welcome to the show. So global major powers are divided in the response. China, Russia, Pakistan criticizes U.S. Israel offensive on Iran. Some European countries are equally. They're like, even the people that are calling the European countries that are like allies to the United States, like Britain. I watched the Prime Minister of Britain say something in the Congress that U.S. started this war and they're going to finish it. The UK is not going to get themselves involved. US started this war. Yes, we are friends. Yes, we are allies. But you went ahead, you saw fire, and then you put your hand in it. As you put your hand and then feel this fire, you're going to be the one to end. We're not going to get ourselves involved. So most people are like washing their hands. So most of the major powers, most of the friends of the United States are like, wash your hands. They don't want to get involved because they know the implications. They know the implications. I think world leaders should really think twice before they go to war. That's just my own contribution. World leaders should really think before they go to war. So let's talk about the security and the terrorists kind of risk this war is going to put to the entire globe. I just saw a video of a black American, call it a Senegalese that is living in America. With the news, him hearing that Ayatollah was killed by U.S. Israeli offensive. He's a Muslim. Most of Senegal people or Senegalese are Muslims. What did this guy do? He woke up, I don't know which state in the United States. He woke up, a black guy, woke up and then carried his gun with the Iranian flag, inscripted on his t-shirt and whatever. He read it with the word Allah on his t-shirt. He went and then started and killed 2 people in the process. This is what this war is going to cause. Everybody have to like watch their backs. The parties involved, the United States citizens really have to like watch their backs because this war is going to give room to the birth of so many terrorist groups. I'm not talking about King Von. Where are you from? I'm not talking about King Von. This war is going to give birth to so many terrorist groups. That's if nothing is done about it. That's what I'm saying. Like this war is going to give birth to so many terrorist groups. So many terrorist groups around the globe. And the unfortunate thing is that most of these people, from these people that practice this religion, I don't want to mention, you should know, once they make up their mind to do something, they don't care about their life. They can go on suicide mission. They can go. So this war, if nothing is done, if it's not caught, if it's not arrested, now that it's just starting, before it's blown out already, so out of proportion, out of control. It is out of control. It's not what I don't know. Where America thought once they throw bomb on Iran, everything is just going to like weaken them. But Iran is not backing out from the look of things. They're firing back and they're fighting tooth and nail. So this thing is going to give rise to terrorism. terrorism, except something is going to be done about it. And it's going to be not just be call it a regional kind of, it's not going to pose just a regional terrorism risk. It's going to be a global terrorism risk that the war is going to pose. We should remember what happened in 9/11 in the United States. I pray something shouldn't happen again, but be it as it may, I said, what did people think would happen? Well, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. I just feel like the leaders are the ones that are always. I know that even some of the call it the members of the Congress. I don't think the Congress gave permission for this war. Yes, I love Donald Trump, but some of the things that he's doing lately, I don't think I really fancy it. It's not a good thing. It shouldn't have. International law have been broken. Kahebe says, please guys, like the life. Make sure you like the life. International law have been broken. I'm questioning the potency of the UN. I'm only seeing UN as a tool for that can be only used for less powerful nations. Only powerful nations can always do whatever they like in the UN or do whatever they like in the world, and the UN doesn't give any form of sanction to them. Trump, was it last month, kidnap? I wouldn't use the word kidnap. I don't want to use the word kidnap. Took arrested a sitting president, the president of Venezuela, from his place, from his country, and then take him to the United States to incarcerate him. I don't think that's nice, because every country has their own territories, and according to international law, international territories must be respected by every country of the world as far as you are a member of the United Nations. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening, because what is setting the stage Donald Trump is setting right now, to me, is a kind of stage that powerful nations will always wake up and do whatever they feel like doing to less powerful nations, and nothing will happen. I know of an African I know of an African leader that was charged with war crimes, Chappello, and I think he's still serving. I don't know if he's still serving or if he's dead, but he's still serving his term for crimes he committed. Call it war crimes. Most of the, like this one that just happened, I hope something will be done at the end of the day. The sanctions shouldn't just be for less and weak countries. It's going to. Wow. Guys, I don't know. This was just disrupted the whole thing. Apologies. The network just disrupted the talks. If you're just joining us, guys, make sure you subscribe, share, and like. This is Pro Storyline, and I'm a streamer from Nigeria. I'm streaming from Nigeria. Make sure you subscribe, share, and if you're from one of the East, call it, you're affected by the war that is going on in the Middle East, what's happening in your location, make sure you tell us what's happening. I'm going to look at the implications of this war. Call it the long-term, the short-term implications of war, because it's something. I don't know if they actually, whoever that started it, actually look at the long term, the short term, the implications, the bad side, the good side of the war. I think the bad side of the war is going to outweigh the good of the war. So if you're from any of the, call it the Gulf region, and you're being affected by this conflict, make sure that you tell us exactly what's going on in your location, and as well, make sure you subscribe, guys. Hit the live, share, like, subscribe to the channel. So Thanks for joining. Make sure you like. I want to see likes. I can see 109 people on queue. Make sure that you like. So before network interrupted, I was talking about the implications of the war that is going on in the Middle East. Remember, this was started between three parties as Israel and the US allied together and then attacked Iran. And because of Israel and the US are friends, they attacked Iran. And in retaliation, Iran started bombarding everywhere, wherever the US, the US had a military base in the Gulf region. They attacked. I think they've attacked Bahrain, UAE, that's Dubai. They attacked. Like bombs are raining all over the place. Bombs are raining all over the place, and that's as a result of. And these have implications, deadly implications. Prolong is going to, call it long-term implication as well as short-term implications. One of it is that there's going to be a rise in humanitarian crisis. Currently, as a result of this war, bombs are being thrown even into civilian buildings, civilian apartments, and all. People are dying. We didn't even have the number for now. We can account for the number, but there's this one that it was published that was shown on the TV that the United States through Israel or so bombed a school, a school, call it a girls' school, and in the end, in the process, about over 100 girls were killed, and there were young girls, innocent civilians. That's one of the implications. So the humanitarian crisis is going to be a thing in the Middle East because what that started just like a play between three countries is now engulfing the whole of the Middle East. Many countries that had U.S. military bases have been attacked by Iran in retaliation. So expect humanitarian crisis to widen. Expect displacement of people to be a thing. Expect refugee problem as well. There's going to be a whole lot of humanitarian problems. Casualties, we don't have the number of casualties for now, like a formal number of casualties that have been recorded for now, but a whole lot of people have been killed as a result of this war. And to me, guys, I war should have been happening. I don't think it should have happened. I feel, powerful nations, countries, if you feel another country is a threat to you, why don't you go into talk with that country, especially if that country is not even having like a direct confrontation with you. Just going to, we have the UN. The UN is there to control, or I don't know the word to use, but the UN is there to like control the conduct of nations, states, especially member states, control their conduct when it comes to international relations. So I feel if you think a country is a threat to your own country, why don't you take this country to the UN, and then let everything be judged, let everything decision be taken against that country instead of going to war. Because war to me profits nothing. War only bears misfortune, like we are seeing in the Middle East. So humanitarian crisis is a thing right now in the Middle East, and it's going to go on and on except something is done, except this war comes to an end abruptly. So another thing that is happening right now, another implication is going to be regional military escalation. Like I said, the war started just between three parties. The United States and Israel, gang up together against Iran. And don't forget, the United States have so many military bases around. I don't know why that was, but they had military bases around, the Gulf region. In retaliation, being that they killed Ayatollah, that's the supreme leader of Iran. In retaliation, Iran make sure that all the military bases in the Gulf, in the Middle East region of the United, in the all the military, the U.S. military bases are being taken down, and that's exactly what has happened. In the process of this, yes, ma'am. In the process of this, innocent citizens of those countries that housed the military bases of the United States have been attacked. And what would those countries do? They're going to fire back because you can't just harm my people like that. They're going to fire back in thereby escalating, all right, escalating regional conflicts in the Gulf region. This war shouldn't have been. This war shouldn't have been, guys. We've seen Iran attacked uh, this a refinery in Saudi Arabia. They attacked a hotel in Abu Dhabi. What's it called? In Dubai. They attacked a whole lot of places. They attacked a whole lot of places, and this war shouldn't have, like I said. There's going to be what they call hardship in the African continent. We call it hardship. So there's going to be, because of what, the Strait of Hormuz was shut down by Iran. That was yesterday. There was this announcement that was made that the Strait of Hormuz should not, no vessel should pass. Is like a waterway where about 20% of global oil flows. For you to get to, like countries that don't have oil, crude oil. So most of the oil that are being drilled from the Middle East is being sent through the Straits of Hormuz. They pass through that water body, to different parts of the world. So the Iranian authorities or the Iranian military just shut down that place, and they're asking no vessel, whether you're a neutral party at this war or even, a party to the war, should not pass through there. So that's is going to cause what, a problem, economic problem, because as we know, the world is being driven by energy. The economy of the world is being driven by energy. So the disruption of energy supply is going to cause a whole lot of economic crisis around the world. So what our advice right now is, if you find yourself especially in that area, and also if you find yourself in especially if you're like a buyer from one you buy oil, your country buys oil from the Middle Eastern region, make sure that you start stockpiling your houses with food items, with water and what have you, the basic things that you need to survive with for the next 2 or 3 months, because I don't know what's gonna happen except something is being done. All right, guys, except something is being done to curb, like bring this war to an end. Except something is being done to bring this war to an end right now. If not, I'm sorry, it's going to lead to economic crisis, and it's going to be a global crisis. But mostly people that don't have oil, all right, countries that don't have oil are going to suffer the more, because we know that energy drives most economies of the world. It's going to cut across the agriculture, cultural sector of the world economy. It's going to affect everything. Like where I'm from in Nigeria, if there are fuel crisis, like the energy thing, is always bringing problem. There's always this price, food prices skyrocketing and all. So it's going to just expect that, and that has the implication of this war. This war shouldn't have been. This war shouldn't have been. Another thing that, call it an implication, that this war is going to bring or has brought is global. The war started between US and Israel ganging up together against Iran, and as a matter of fact, it has created a divide between world powers. Countries like Russia, China, Pakistan, even if shouldn't have been, people are being killed. People are saying a lot against the war. They didn't want this to happen. I watched the Prime Minister of Britain yesterday. What's his name? Mr. It was like the United States started this war. Yes, we are friends of the United States. We are allies, but they started this war, and they started it, so we are not gonna get ourselves involved. How they started it, they should just try as much as they can to end the war. So there's this divide, among powerful nations of the earth. North Korea is siding with Iran. As a matter of fact, I don't know if it's true. They said North Korea have started sending in troops in support for Iran. I don't know if that's true, but this very war have led to divide among world powers. It has led to divide among world powers. Okay, another thing is that this war poses a security and terrorism risk or terrorist risk. You killed a religious, how do I put it? Ayatollah was like a religious leader in Iran and as well as the country's leader. And in that very religion, I'm not going to mention the name of that religion. You know how strict, how faithful, how loyal the followers of that religion are to the religion. And you know what they are capable of. So attacking their supreme head, when they are, religious head, and as well, the leader of their country is like a slap to them. And I'm praying what happened in September 11th, 2001 shouldn't repeat itself, because this shouldn't have been. Honestly, this shouldn't have been. So this one is going to pose or give birth to different militant groups, different call it terrorist groups, that people that are ready to fight, to take their lives, to commit suicide for their religion, people that are ready to do whatever it takes to. I don't see that possible. There's going to be revenge. I stated earlier before network, disrupted the whole show. As the news of the death of Ayatollah, spread around the world, in the United States, there's this Senegalese, a Muslim guy, that took a gun and then entered a shop, started shooting at people. Started shooting and then killed about 2 people. In the process, he was killed though. But this is one of the things. People are not going to be safe like that. You just have to avoid large crowds. Make sure that you avoid, especially if your country is involved in this war, make sure that crowded areas, make sure that you stay indoor as much as you can. Be very, very conscious when to walk in, because a whole lot is going to be better because of this war. Security is going to be a thing. Insecurities might be a thing because of this war. Regionally, call it regionally, in the Middle Eastern, area, and also globally. That's just it, guys. So if you're just from any of those regions that have been affected by this war, if you're from Bahrain or maybe the Gulf states, let me know what's going on in your area. I would like to know what's going on in your area. We had somebody earlier on, Mira. Mira said she's from Dubai, and she told me what was happening. Over 10,000 people were killed, according to her, or been killed, according to her. So I'd like to know what's going on if you are actually in that area. If you're in the Gulf region, I'd like to know what's going on in your area. I've seen a whole lot of videos of disaster. This war shouldn't have been. I don't know. This war shouldn't have been. This war shouldn't have been. War doesn't profit nothing. Brings a whole lot of chaos, and the rebuilding of the region is going to be another thing. It's going to be another thing. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think. So my suggestion, call it my formal suggestion, is that most world leaders just wake up and take decision. And I believe I learned that there is this campaign in the United States calling for Baron Trump to be enlisted into the American military. I don't know how true that is, but I think if world leaders that are call it warmongers have their children in or have been in the military and as well fight war, or even their children are in the military and then they fight war, I don't think they'll be encouraging wars when there are other options, peaceful options that would have brought a settlement to whatever situation they face or whatever problem or grievances they have in with another country. So what is going on? I really, personally, I know some people are rejoicing, some people are happy. Yeah, maybe the Iranians are just happy because of the theocratic nature of the regime. You're not having the freedom as much as you should have. They're happy because of that. But I don't think they would be happy that their region is having or facing what it's facing right now. Nobody will be happy that their country is at war, that their country is being destroyed. Even if you're not in that country, all right, even if you're not residing in that country, you have family members. The fact that your family members have been affected by the war, I don't think any of them that were rejoicing over Ayatollah's death will be still happy that their country is in ruins right now. I don't think so. So please, if you're somebody out there, you are in the Congress of your country, or you occupy any political position, please let war be the list of things on your table when it comes to resolving conflict. Let war be the list of it. It doesn't. It's not a good thing. War is not a good thing. The killings, children are going to be homeless, children are going to be fatherless, motherless because of this war. People are going to be going to be a long-term one. Let's discourage war. If you are in position of authority, you're in position of, call it, political position, make sure the war is not on your list whenever you want to take a decision. Please, let's discourage every form of war. Let's discourage every form of war. War only brings misfortune. I understand sometimes we bring peace with war. All right, sometimes war could bring peace, but not on all cases. Not on all cases. Good afternoon, sir. Hold on, sir. Yes, sir. Fine. Not on all cases. Sometimes war could bring peace, but not on all cases. We really need to sit down and then think. Let war be the last thing on our list when it comes to conflict resolution. But that's what I just have to say, guys. If you're from anywhere in the Middle East, please, I'd like to know what's going on. Tell me what's going on. Mira says last night 10,000 people died. That's in the UAE. Somebody from the UAE reached out and said last night 10,000 people died. And the unfortunate thing is that the people that actually gave order for this war, the families are not affected. They are living their best of lives. They're sending in military people to go kill themselves. It's unfortunate. Let's discourage war, guys. Let's discourage war. Let's discourage war. So that's all I have to say. And if anybody has anything to say, just leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what implication you think this was to bring to the region or to the globe as a whole. I talked about humanitarian crisis. Definitely, this war is going to bring about humanitarian crisis, displacements, refugee problem, military escalation because of Iran retaliatory attack on U.S. Military bases around the Gulf. So many things going to happen. Those countries are not just going to fold their hands and just attack. Definitely, they've attacked their own territory, so they're going to revenge. So it's going to bring about military problem, militarization of that region, which shouldn't have been. A whole lot of problems going to happen, guys. Let me know what you think about the whole talks. What do you think would be another implication if I've not touched the one you feel economically people are going to be impacted negatively because the standard of living is going to skyrocket. All right, it's going to go up. It's going to spike because of the closure of the Straits of Hormuz. The Iranian military have asked everybody, if you have a vessel, don't pass through that place. And the Straits of Hormuz, according to my own knowledge or to my knowledge, is where 20% of the oil, call it the energy, is being taken. Global energy is being taken from or passed through to different parts of the world. So that place is closed now. So life is going to be a little bit hard, maybe in the next 1 or 2, 3 months. But don't fear, guys. Don't fear. Let's just try as much as we can to discourage war. Discourage war. Please like the live and let me know what you think about this very if I've not touched any of the implications of this, we'll make sure that give your own side. What do you think might be an implication, the negative impact of this war on the globe or on the region of the Middle East? Let me know what you think is the could be an impact, a negative impact of this war on the Middle East. Somebody called me. So many people are gonna die. We don't have the call it the official death toll or casualties for now, but definitely so many people are going to go for it. I saw, funny enough, I saw some of the videos of Nigerian men. They were like, oh God, they were crying like, in a very panicky situation. They like, oh, they ran away from home because back at home in Nigeria, we've experienced it's not even a measure up to what they're facing there in the Middle East. The guy was like, they ran away from AK-47 back home. Now you're seeing bombardment and everywhere. They wants to go home. Everybody wants to come back home. And I can see today the United States issue, call it an emergency notice to their citizens in the Gulf region to find their way out. That means this war they've lost control of the war because a normal of countries that hosted the U.S. military bases have been destroyed by Iran, so making it difficult for people to embark on international travel. So everybody's stuck right now. Everybody's stuck. Everybody's stuck. My prayers goes to everybody that's been affected by this war and to the region. And I'm praying that help, a ceasefire, comes as quickly as possible. The UN have called for a ceasefire between parties involved in war, and I hope somebody will listen. I hope they will listen. Am I siding any parties involved in this war? No. I'm not siding Iran, I'm not siding Israel, I'm not siding the United States. All I'm saying is that war should be the last thing on our list when it comes to negotiation, when it comes to conflict resolution. If you find somebody as a threat, if you find a country, a leader, and you find a country as a threat to your own country, bring that country to the UN. The UN is an organization that is supposed to regulate how nation states, especially member states, you know, conduct themselves when it comes to international relations. So if a country is posing a threat to your own country, take that country to the UN. They have, it's like a principle. They have a principle book. That's the UN Charter that states exactly the implications if you fault, or break the rules. This is supposed to be your sanction. They will sanction the other country. So I don't know. Because all I'm saying, last month, or was it month before last, the US just went to Venezuela and then take their president, and then he's still serving his, I don't know what kind of time he's serving. You call somebody a criminal and you're embarking on criminal activities. How in the world will you? I don't know. Make let's heal the world. Let's make it a better place for everybody. Let's make it a better place for everybody. I remember Donald Trump said that he's not gonna take the US into war. I think that was in 2014 during his campaign for his first term. He's not gonna take the United States into war, but in the last 2 months, he has infringed on the territorial integrity of Venezuela, and now it's Iran. Iran is even the worst currently because of the bombardments. I equally saw there's this thing they call cluster bomb. They said cluster bomb was used. I think Israel accused Iran of using cluster bomb on civilian population. And I saw in the comment section some people were like, "Oh, you crying that Iran is using cluster bomb on civilian population, but you equally use cluster bomb when fighting with Palestine." I don't know what to say, guys. It's just unfortunate. And what, to my knowledge, cluster bomb is the kind of bomb that if they fire it, it will spread into different, cluster from the word cluster. They will just into different fragments, and the aim is to destroy the end anyway, but like it will scatter the space over the place, and then sometimes it may not explode at once. The debris that lands, some of them not explode, could serve as landmines over time. If somebody steps on it, it will explode. Maybe they can explode up there in the air, but not all the fragment explodes, and some will just be landing on the floor. Who invented it? They said Israel. I don't know. And now the person that I love the nation state of Israel, but let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm not against Israel, guys. Let's call a spade a spade. You manufacture something according to allegedly, all right? So allegedly, you manufacture something and then you use it on your perceived enemy into war with another person. Somebody bought your technology and is using it against you. You're saying that, oh, they're using something that was banned. That's crazy. That's crazy. God bless Jerusalem, but let's do the right thing. War is the womb that only bears misfortune. Nothing good comes out of war. Worldless, please make sure war is the last thing on your list when it comes to conflict resolution. When it comes to conflict resolution. And if you call yourself a saint, make sure that you're very clean. Don't call somebody a war criminal when you are equally you're more than a war criminal. Like, you are a gangster of war criminals. Let's do better. That's all I have to say, guys. The implications of it is going to be that there are going to be short-term implications as well as long-term implications. The long-term is going to be like call it the security implications of the war, because this war is going to give birth to different terrorism, call it terrorist groups in the Middle East and globally, whether we like it or not, whether we accept that fact or not. Ayatollah was not just call it a head of government of a country of Iran. He was also like the religious head, and you know the religion he practiced. The followers of that religion don't take class. They don't. They're willing. They're very loyal. They're very faithful to their religion. And whenever anything that comes, against, or anything that they perceive as an enemy to their religion, they're ready to die for it. And they should have seen this coming. Whoever that started this war, planned this war, should have seen that coming. It's going to give birth to different terrorist group. And the truth is that the aim of the war was to overthrow the government. Okay, now the government have been overthrown by the elimination of Ayatollah Khamenei. Now, according to the news, the son of Ayatollah is going to be sworn, is going to be the next leader. So that means the aim, the aim indirectly is not achieved, because now this guy is going to be more brutal. Seriously speaking, he's going to revenge the death of his father. I'm telling you, he's going to, even if it were you, let's be real to ourselves, even if it were you would do the same thing. Like, somebody killed your father, would you just clap and hand? Especially if you had a good father, would say, "Oh, that's well done. You've done so well." No. So obviously, if the son of Ayatollah is being sworn in as the next supreme leader of Iran, definitely there's going to be a problem, because he's going to revenge the death of his father. He's going to revenge the death of his father. Let's refrain from war. Let's refrain from war. Let's refrain from war. War is not a good thing. War is not a good thing. War leaders, please refrain from war. War is not a good thing. I know it makes you powerful, especially when you win the war, but it's not about the people that have been killed during the war, about the people that have lost their loved ones during the war. How about people that have been displaced? Their means of livelihood, their source of survival have been taken away. Let's refrain from war. War should be the last thing on our list when it comes to conflict resolution. What should be the last thing on our list? As I think Iran, after the killing of a retaliatory attack, Iran almost they shut down, they shut down, call it the presidential palace of the prime minister, or the palace of the prime minister of Israel, Netanyahu. The aim was, according to them, the aim was to kill him. But fortunately for him, thank God he wasn't there. He wasn't killed. But that place was brought down, was leveled down with destruction. So let's do better. Do better. If you're a citizen of the countries involved in this conflict, especially the United States citizens, please make sure you don't find yourself in cluster areas. Make sure you don't find yourself in large populated areas, because you never can tell who is who. Security reasons, make sure you stay safe. Like, be watching your back, because you don't know who is who. You don't know who is who. We have Muslims all around the world. I know exactly what they can do. You know, this war, I will say again, we shouldn't have been. We shouldn't have been. So that's just my sermon, guys. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Like, subscribe, like and subscribe to the channel. I've seen some American call it the veterans, military veterans. Like, I don't know if it's possible, guys. Someone should tell me. Is it possible for someone to, like, call it the commander in chief, that's like the president of a country, to give the military command to attack a particular territory and say no? Is it possible? Can somebody tell me? Is it possible to do that? So because some people are like, why would you send, the war doesn't even, it shouldn't be a concern. It shouldn't be a concern. Why are you asking us to come out, go to the war? Some military guys shouldn't obey the orders. So is it possible that you don't obey orders that have been given in the military, especially when order? Is it possible? Okay, this is going to be very. I just pity this lady that it's crazy. So guys, let me know what other implications you think this war is going to pose to the region of the Middle Eastern as well. Globally, the possible implications that is going to pose, negative implications, because definitely what doesn't even bring positive whatever. At first I thought maybe probably the US thought, oh, Iran is going to back out, but it didn't. Iran, the nation of Iran didn't back out. I'm not citing anybody in this war, but what I'm saying is that it shouldn't have been. The war shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been. There are other ways of going around doing things, especially not when you're having a talk with someone. Um, just turn around and then do what you feel like doing. It's crazy. Not even talking about the call it the mental, call it the psychological implications. Mentally, people are going to be traumatized for life. People are going to be traumatized for life because it's something that you're not used to, seeing violence, seeing people killed. I saw a woman carrying one of the body part, that's the hand of a schoolgirl that was bombarded. Girls that were the hand, that's the only part the father could identify of her, of his daughter for burial. You can imagine if you were a mom that you lose a child like that and then you only see your baby's hand. You can only identify your child with her hand. You know the trauma that it will put you through for years. So I'm not even talking about the psychological implications of this war. I'm talking about call it the physical implications this war is gonna bring on people that have been affected by it, especially the people of the Middle East. I saw a post by, is it a post like a Saudi Arabian official commented that, oh, the US abandoned them, abandoned all the Gulf states that hosted their military bases in the war to the mercy of Iran. You see, you see. So it's going to further cause a little friction, with the friendship called diplomacy or international relations with the United States. Some of the states that have been affected as a result of hosting military bases of the United States in their domain, in their countries, what they're supposed to have, they expected to get during this war from the United States, their relationship with the United States is going to be shaken. Okay.